Hello, fellow Washington County Democrats. My name is Dean Moberg. I'm a PCP and a neighborhood leader in the Cedar Mill area. I'm also a member of the Resolutions Committee. I'm here to talk with you about a resolution, Resolution 2024-1, put forth by our Resolutions Committee pertaining to a ballot measure and an urban growth boundary expansion for the city of North Plains. You might remember that back, I think it was in February, the Central Committee voted to take a neutral stand on that ballot measure, which questions whether the city of North Plains should expand in the way that they have proposed. This resolution does not at all question that neutral stand. The neutral stand stays in place, but instead what this resolution does is simply ask the City Council and the City Planning Commission of North Plains to respect the vote of their residents regarding this urban growth boundary expansion. Now, like a lot of resolutions, there are multiple whereas statements and a couple of therefore statements. I'm not going to read all those to you. You're perfectly capable of reading those yourself, but I'm going to summarize some of them and give you a little bit of insight into sort of the background of what's going on here. The first few whereas statements have to do with the proposed urban growth boundary expansion itself, which is 80% commercial industrial land and only 20% of land for housing, parks, trails, and open spaces. The projection for the housing in the urban growth boundary expansion is based on 70% single-family detached housing rather than affordable housing. Here's a map. This white area here is the current city boundaries of North Plains. The blue areas are the proposed additions for commercial industrial, and the yellow are proposed additions for housing. There are a lot of city residents in North Plains who did not like this proposed doubling of the size of North Plains, and over 300 of them signed a petition to put forward a ballot measure that questions whether that doubling of the size of North Plains should happen. Since that ballot measure qualified for the ballot, a couple of things have happened. One is that the state legislature passed a bill prohibiting the use of ballot measures for UGB expansions. There's a lot of questions about whether that bill is constitutional or not. There were several Washington County legislators, Sosa, McLean, and Chaichi, who voted against it, but my opinion is that it's going to work its way through the courts. After that legislation passed, the City Council of North Plains voted to direct their city recorder to remove the ballot measure from the May 21 ballot. A small grassroots organization called Friends of North Plains Smart Growth hired an attorney and took them to court, and the Washington County Circuit Court granted a temporary injunction saying that no, that ballot measure needs to stay on the ballot and allow the residents of North Plains to vote. Judge Irwin, who presided over this case, stated, and I'm pretty sure I've got his words word for word, but I might have one or two words here wrong, but he stated, election laws should be liberally construed to the end of that people should have the opportunity to express opinions concerning vital matters to their welfare. Expression, not suppression, tends toward good government. The great constitutional privilege of the citizen to exercise their sovereign right to vote should not be taken away by narrow construction. If a statute is doubtful, we think the doubt should be resolved in favor of expression of opinion. Close quote. A couple of more whereas statements in the resolution have to do with planks in both the Washington County Democratic platform and DPO that pertain to this issue. There are two therefore statements in the resolution. One of them is that we urge the North Plains City Council to support allowing city residents to express their desires via ballot measure 34-327 in the May 2024 election. The other therefore is we ask that the North Plains Planning Commission and City Council carefully consider the outcome of ballot measure 34-327 and If residents vote against the proposed UGB expansion, make a good faith effort to modify the expansion utilizing a process that includes both city residents and others concerned with the future of North Plains and the surrounding area. Okay, so you might be asking now, why in the world do we need a resolution asking elected officials to listen to the residents? And here's our concern and why we believe that this resolution is needed. First of all, there were one or more city councilors, the North Plains City Attorney, and several local developers who lobbied the legislature to pass this law prohibiting the use of ballot measures to question UGB expansions. So there has been effort by the City Council and their allies to keep a ballot measure like this from going forward. Second of all, like I said, the City Council voted to direct their city recorder to remove the ballot measure from the ballot. So even after it qualified, they did not want to see that ballot measure being voted on by their city residents. So the bottom line here is that this resolution, we tried, and I think we succeeded in being very respectful to the city councilors and the city planning commission. We are not interested in casting aspersions on these good folks. They are trying to do the best job that they can. It's just, I believe, my opinion, they're a little bit out of step, well, quite a bit out of step with what the city residents of North Plains actually want. And we would find that out as a result of voting on this ballot measure. So the resolution hopes to support those city councilors if and when they decide to listen to a vote against the UGB expansion and help them to take actions that might be opposed to pressures that they might feel from others, such as the developers who are really promoting this UGB expansion. If you want more information, probably the best thing is to email Martita, and she can forward emails on to me. I'd be happy to talk with you or answer your questions via email. Also, you might consider going to the Washington County Elections Division, looking up the voters pamphlet, which has not been printed yet, but it's available online, and you can see who's submitted statements in favor of the UGB expansion and who's submitted statements opposed to it. Most of the statements in favor of UGB expansions are from a group called Yes for North Plains or Yes on North Plains, something like that. I tried to Google them, tried to find out more information. I can't. They don't seem to have a website. I don't know who they are. The statements opposed to UGB expansion have been put forth by individuals, both residents inside North Plains and residents in the surrounding area. There's a statement put forward by vineyards in the surrounding area, by farmers in the surrounding area, and more of a grassroots kind of an effort, a lot of individual kinds of statements rather than all being put forward by some entity. Anyways, thank you for listening to this video. Look forward to seeing you when we discuss this more in our next Central Committee meeting. And until then, take care and be well.